Welcome back, my little lambs. I'm going to break this video up into two smaller parts because it's a little bit long. There's a lot of things I figured out. I had to replay a couple of things. One of the first things we need to do is we're going to advance the timeline to get the Nano Fab done. We're upgrading the power supply. That may not have been something I actually needed to do. As you can see, I'm going to be able to go in here, and when I go to manage room, it makes it look like we still got to do a bunch of stuff before we can even do any of these things, but I found out I actually could select one of these and start it. So apparently the level 2 is only going to be for allowing us to have more than one workbench, from what I found out. So now we're going to advance things. We've got a conversation here. We're going to be getting an assassination job from B Tuna, one of our contacts who sells us stuff, and then we sell stuff back to them. It's going to be a fairly quick mission coming up in a couple of days. It's got 5 days, 18 hours, and then we've got these other two missions, the warehouse flight and heartbreak. We've got legwork that needs to be completed, the SimStrain trainer that needs to be done, and NanoFab is back to being open. So now we're going to start crafting our first item. So we've got a blueprint for Nano Edge and Slam Dancers. We've also got one for a handgun. You can see the different things over here. It'll show you stats, but we're going to select this, and this is where those NBS cubes come in. A gold cube gives us a better chance at getting a higher quality item. These red cubes will sit there and reduce the time, so the crafting cost goes up when we use them, but you can see now it only takes 4 days and 6 hours for this weapon to get completed. And down here it's going to tell you all the bonuses you may or may not get depending on what cubes you do. So we're going to start the crafting, and that's going. So now we're going to get back in. We want to finish out the legwork, and looks like this was successful. So we're getting good bonuses here. The trainer, B Tuna got a really good bonus, limit break, so he's going to have better weapons and stuff for us now. So we're going to get the training thing done. And now we're going to go in and do a mission. And we want to do this warehouse flight one. This is the one where we've got to get the 3 parts to the thing needed for the Nano Fab. So we're going to select our group here, and there's a lot of security cameras and stuff, so Augur's probably not going to be somebody good to take with us. We're going to go ahead and pull Architect. 2 soldiers, a hacker, and then our main cyber knight, Ezra. That should be good enough. So this is going to be the setup. They're telling us what we need to do, and we're going to go through this and then start this mission and see what we can do. Okay, for this first turn here, we've got 2 guards in the next room from where we started. You can see all the security cameras and laser gates we got to go through. These are the different loot boxes that we've got to try and get to collect the substrate stabilizers. There's 3 parts. There's a total of 5 boxes, so it's probably going to be a bit random, possibly, of what's going to be in the boxes. So selecting a roundabout route to get to the boxes is what you're going to want to figure out. We're going to go with kind of a counterclockwise move through the map. We'll be starting with the box here in this next room, and then we'll be working our way around. We're setting ourselves up for a really good ambush here on the first turn. We're using all the buffs we can from Urza on our soldiers. Then we're going to get them into position over behind these consoles and set them up for overwatch on these 2 guards. So at the start of the next turn, we'll have a really good chance of either dropping the guards completely or possibly hurting them good enough that on the next turn we'll be able to finish taking them out, and it shouldn't hopefully cause too much noise and racket and mess with our security level, because that's a secondary objective. As long as we can keep it under 3, we'll get a better influence bonus. But the way these missions go, It's really hard to keep your security levels low sometimes, it seems. So let's see how well of an ambush we can set up here. Okay, that was an awesome Overwatch ambush. Both of our soldiers managed to trigger it and take down the first guard, and they did a fair amount of damage on the second guard. It would have been nice if they could have dropped him too, but I'm not going to complain too much. It did cause quite a bit of an alert because I forgot to put silencers on my automatic rifles. So let's see if we can get the next guy taken care of. Okay, so now that we got the pressure sensing floor disabled, we're going to move everybody into this next room and try and avoid that security camera. I want to avoid using any of my talents to disable it at the moment if we can stay out of its range. It's only going to keep pointing back and forth like it has been, and there's enough room for us to sneak around it and get up into the stairs up there and start getting set up to take out this next group of guards and open up our first lockbox. Now, unfortunately, the camera turned back and spotted the dead bodies, so that's really knocked up our security level, so it's definitely going to be hitting 3 soon, so we're going to lose that bonus. And these two guards have somehow managed to stand in the exact same spot, so we're going to have to see if we can separate these two somehow. Well, that was a neat trick shot. He fired right between her legs to hit code block. Amazing. Okay, so now that these guards are down, that means we can make our way up to these two lockboxes. One is easy to run to. The other one is going to be guarded by cameras and another pressure sensing floor, so we're probably going to be needing to sit there and use our leverage that we selected, which will disable all cameras for a couple of turns at least. That way we can then use our talents from either Urza or Architect to sit there and disable the floor and be able to get to that loot box. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use our leverage, which will deactivate the cameras, and then we should have a point left for his security packet loss talent, which means we'll be able to disable this floor plate, and we'll be able to run up there and loot the box. So then we're going to start moving everybody over to the left side towards another box, but also towards where those new guards just showed up. But there should be plenty of areas for us to hide and sneak through to where they're not going to be able to have line of sight of us as we approach the third lockbox. Okay, so we are doing pretty good. We've got everybody up here pretty much. Architect's the only one who's still on the other side of that security plate, but it's still disabled, so we don't have to worry about him. We're going to get this lockbox open and get the loot out of it. Hopefully it's going to have another one of our substrate stabilizers that we need to get. Those guards that came in, they haven't been alerted to where we are on the map, so they're just doing basic searching, and they're luckily walking away from us, so we should be able to continue to sneak up here, open this lockbox, and then start sneaking our way down there, and hopefully we may be able to get into a position where we can set up another good Overwatch ambush on those guards and take them out fairly quick. But we're going to get this lockbox open, and that's going to be the end of this video also. Like I said at the beginning, I'm having to split this up into two parts. So thank you so much for watching. Let's get this lockbox open, and then I hope to see you again next time in the Digital Wonderlands.